You're kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.
But we're in here with Quadry Mills, Officer Quadry Mills, let me just say that. So, don't come with none of that nonsense today. Now, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. What about y'all? I'm doing pretty good.
So, we here to get this thing cracking, man. We here to crack all these myths, all this nonsense,
Yeah, there's
man.
a lot of them going around, too.
Get everybody right. So, first of all, just tell the people who you are.
Quadry Mills, I grew up right here in Houston, Texas. I've been working for
Pull a mic to
the
you.
agency, huh?
Pull a mic to you that way.
I've been working for the agency probably about a year or so. I know all around Houston. I grew up on every single side of it, so I've seen all kind of walks of life.
So, what made you be a cop? Because, you know, growing up, everybody tell you, don't be no cop, man.
Yeah. It was more like I like to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And even to this day, even when I'm at work, I help more people than I want to say I arrest.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's a big deal like that because it's like I get to be in the community, you know, see these people every day.
Mm-hmm.
Some people several times a day, sometimes a week, and they'll come up to you. Oh, I seen you over here doing this, da da da. You know, thank you for watching out for my house, or someone broke into my car. You found the guys, or whatever the case may be. You know, even if it's especially there's a lot of domestic violence out there too, and we get surprised on how many people after we may have to arrest someone, they'll come back and say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Even the people we do arrest, they'll come back and say thanks because you know what, they could have been dead. You know, could have killed the other person or hurt the other person even more. So I see more as I like to help people, and it's the best way that I could have got out there myself with control of what I do on how I help people.
Did you have any influences that made you want to be a cop?
Oh yeah, growing up, my mom's neighbor, he's actually an officer. He's in a different county though, but him, some people I knew in high school that went to law enforcement before I did. They was telling me about what they're doing, how they're doing it, and everything. It sounded fun, so I started going on ride-alongs. You know, getting around different agencies, seeing stuff, and it became like every weekday. I would go on a ride-along, free. You know, it could be 8 hours, it could be 12 hours. It's my time, and I was enjoying it. So
how long have you been on the force?
Actually, a year. Yeah, a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, over the year's time, do you feel like you got in thinking one thing, and through the years seeing the system, how it works, it coming up to you like, I need to do something. Well, not necessarily do something else, but go about it a different way.
You see, when you first start out, you're gonna start out in like training. So you're gonna be under someone else's umbrella doing stuff how they want to do it. They're going to teach you, oh, this how I do this how you do that, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to have, I had probably about a good 6 different trainers. All that, you take together what you do like, you take together what you don't. You know, you like, I like how this person did this, but I really don't like how this person is doing, this other stuff or whatever. So you taking how you mold yourself pretty much on what you learn. And every officer literally out there, every officer does everything different.
Did you expect, like, since you being so young, you come in later, like you kind of lived life before on the outside and then came back. So are things a little bit different now since you're a cop?
In what aspect exactly?
As far as like how you see, I guess, how they do their daily routines, how they work and interact with the public and the people, just in general, like how they actually operate.
Okay, yeah, I can see that because before I actually became a cop, I didn't understand why they would do the things they do, why they go around certain things and avoid certain situations the way they do. But now, being that I'm out there every night doing it, I can completely understand. I can see both sides, so it's easy for me to relate to. Okay, I just came from this person's, environment or whatnot, and now I'm an officer, so I know what he's going through. I know what she may be going through. I know what I need to do, so we can meet somewhere in the middle. We could try to at least.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, I just want to get into like a couple of scenarios, just to run down just a briefing. Okay, let's just say I'm getting pulled over.
Yeah.
Cop comes up. He say what he said. Do I have to get my license?
If you are the driver, you do.
No matter what, right off the bat, have to get your license.
Yes. Some type of identification, whether you have a license or not, that's going to be a different story. But if cop asks you, okay, license registration, you're like, oh, I don't have my ID. Okay, do you have any form of ID at all? No. Okay, what's your name? Give him your name. He or she gonna ask you your date of birth, your name, maybe where you from, something like that, so that he can put it in the system and he can pull up like all the information. One thing a lot of people don't, well, some people know and some people don't. Failure to identify you can be arrested for that. Also,
so no matter what, cop come up, hey, I need your identification. You have to give it over.
If you're the driver.
No, okay, yeah, if you're the driver. Okay.
If you're a passenger in the car, you don't have to. They might, keep on asking you,
but you don't.
Have to.
Gotcha.
As far as the other thing is, if you lie, a lot of people don't know that. If you're lying about your identification, who you are, or you're withholding it, that's another. You can get arrested for that.
You're going for that. Okay. So you got my identification. You came back to the car. Everything is good. But now you want to search the car. I tell you no.
Right.
But hold on. Before we get there, because I missed it, is there anything that's, like they say, I have a probable cause to search the car? Like, what are some things that, okay, I see this, I'm going to search the car, and things that people just, I want to search the car, and you say no, and you're good?
Okay. Let's see. If an officer pulls you over, for one, he has to have probable cause to pull you over. At that point, I can give you an example, like an example that I did. Pull somebody over for expired registration. I got up to the front window. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. You got your ID, driver's license, all that jazz. I'll look in the car. It's in plain view. It's about a good amount of marijuana just sitting right there in plain view. So I'm like, okay, step out the car. You know, like at that point, I see it right there.
Probable cause, you see it.
Boom.
Gotcha.
Or if I can smell it.
Gotcha.
As far as drugs and stuff like that, I can always ask you to step out the car. I don't have to have a reason for you to step out of the car. That could be a safety issue.
But you can ask to step out of the car.
Yeah.
But I can refuse and say no.
You can. And then
if nothing has happened, like if there's no probable cause, there's nothing out. You just simply just to say he's profiling you. Like, I don't like you, get out the car. No, I'm not getting out the car.
Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of DPS, state troopers, they always, I ain't gonna say always, a lot of times they'll get people out of the car just so that if there's a weapon or something inside of the car, they don't have access to that. So they'll take them out of the car, do a little talk to them, maybe write them a ticket if they're gonna do that or not, and then you can get back in your car and go on about your way. But that's kind of discretion on the officer. Usually, we don't really have a problem with someone like staying in their car. It's not a big deal unless you're a threat. Then you're gonna have to come out of the car. But as far as searching the car, if there's no odor of marijuana or any kind of other drugs, or if I don't see a weapon or whatever, like if it's not something that I can really hold up in court or something that stands out, can't search the car. I can ask you, and if you tell me yes, then I'm gonna go and search the car. But if I ask you and you tell me yes, and I start searching the car, if you tell me to stop, I have to stop.
I didn't know that.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that. So
you can be like, yes, and as soon as he open the door, stop.
Yeah.
And does he gotta wait, or what's the point? What's the process after that?
Well, he hasn't, unless he's found something, in that time that you say yes and then no, unless he or she is the officer has found something, it just got stopped.
What if they continue after you say stop?
That could be a civil lawsuit against the officer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because that's a good. I mean, because if people don't know, like if they don't know these things and don't really know what right, they could be getting taken advantage of and don't even know it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we got to the search. You can tell them to stop if you say yes from the beginning. You have to say yes from the start for them to be able to stop them at the end.
Yeah.
If you say no at the beginning, now you have to wait.
Yeah. So thing about that is I can ask you, okay, I pull you over for XYZ, you ran a light, whatever. And I just, for some odd reason, I don't really have a reason right now, but I want to search your car. I can ask you, hey, you mind if I look in your car or whatever, da-da-da? You say no. I'm like, well, look, I mean, it's nothing I can do about that. No is no. But if you were already committed a crime, there's marijuana or whatever the case may be, if there's a chase, even if there's like a foot chase, I'm going to search your car afterwards. So if you're already in custody because you drove that vehicle to wherever it was, most likely your car is going to get searched and towed.
I mean, of course, if you're in custody, of course, we already know you're going to get searched.
Right.
There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that one.
A lot of people, even because now we've had foot chases and everything, and they'll have their car in the parking lot. Now, it belongs to you. It's on private property. For one, it's going to get towed. And then two, if we already knew this is your car, you just drove it here, we're going to search it. Whether you're in there or not. Say, we had a foot chase, me and you.
Now, why is that?
Because
first of all, you ain't see, I mean, just because I pulled up in my car an hour ago didn't necessarily mean it had nothing to do with what just happened, inspired in the last 30 minutes that made me go into this foot chase.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Another example I had, we had what was it? Guy was trying to break into a house, threatening to kill a guy, right? Once we pulled up, we seen him take off running. So we're like, that's our guy. We already had a description, started chasing after the guy. Yeah. Went through the apartment complex, got K9, helicopters and everything, found the guy. Being that it was reported that he had a weapon, he was a felon already. So you're not supposed to have a weapon anyway. Yeah. And then on top of, hey, there's a weapon, he parked his car right here. I seen him get out, da-da-da-da. Okay, this is his car. Where's the weapon? Because it wasn't on him. So we got to find the weapon.
Got to find it somewhere. So I can understand now.
Right,
I can understand
it's somewhere.
What about the people that have their concealed handgun license?
Now, like on a traffic stop?
Like at this point, if a cop pulled me, I'd be scared to touch my gun if a cop pulled me over, because at that point he probably think I'm trying to shoot him or something.
Right.
And I'm really just trying to hand it to you, like, hey, buddy.
Now, here's the thing with that. If anyone gets pulled over and you have a concealed handgun license or whatever, whether your gun is on your hip or it's in your vehicle somewhere, first thing you're going to do, you get your license, your CHL license, and your insurance or whatnot, you just hand it all to him. If you don't have your concealed handgun license on you, when he runs your driver's license, he's gonna see that you have one anyway.
Is it like an automatic search if you have a concealed handgun license? Like you can't say no or yes because for a safety. Okay. I didn't know if it was any rules or anything like that between.
No. You can have your concealed handgun license. Only thing I'm gonna say is, if you get pulled over, you have your gun on you or it's in your vehicle, let the officer know. Hey, I got a concealed handgun license. My gun is in my car or it's on my person. Tell him exactly where it is. Tell him where it is. He's going to say, he might just say, okay. Or he might just be like, he might ask you to step out then. If he wants to. And then if
so I can still say no.
Right. He's like, I don't feel comfortable. Okay, that's fine. All it is like I'm trying to stay safe, and I don't want you getting hurt either. Because I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm trying to give you my gun, and I don't want your gun. I think you trying to come up and shoot me. You know what I mean? So that's like, anytime someone picks up a gun, everybody gets nervous.
Safety involved, yeah.
Yeah, everybody. We get nervous. I know the other person gets nervous when we have our guns out. So it's like, to avoid all that, just tell the officer, hey, this is where it is. You know, blase, blase. Don't touch it. Don't do nothing to it. If the officer wants your weapon, he will ask you for it. And if he's going to ask you for it, he's going to get it himself.
Let's talk about, like, approaching, I guess. Like, because you said something about cops and then them touching their guns and everything. Okay, so are cops allowed really, I guess, because everybody like, why you touching your gun? You know, when they talking to somebody, like, just having a normal conversation and the cops start touching his gun. Like, why you touching the gun? Are they allowed to touch the gun at any point, or it's supposed to be certain?
Yeah. Now, I personally, I walk around. If I'm outside of my car or whatever, I walk around. And if I'm just standing there talking to somebody.
Of course, it's like a hip thing. Like, everybody.
Yeah. And, like, I have my taser on me. I have my gun on me. And usually I have my hand just resting on my taser because honestly, it feels like a little rest. Like a little, put my hand right there, it's relaxed. I can put my hand right here. I can just put my hand right here or whatever. It's not that I'm like, threatened by you or anything like that. I'm being relaxed. Now, if there's a point that I feel threatened, or only time I'm going to take my gun out is if I have to. We don't just walk around, gun in hand.
Now we talk about you now. We talk about now. We know there's a lot of D-heads out there that doing a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah,
and they're not supposed to. I mean, there's no.
So that's what we're here for. Like, what are we like? What can really protect us from somebody doing anything? Especially a police officer, supposed to be a peace officer, really.
Right.
So,
like, I haven't heard of it lately a lot, especially in our area in Houston.
You talk about it just happened 3 days ago with the Baytown cop.
Was that the one with the lady?
The Baytown, yeah, he shot it 5 times.
Yeah.
Baytown, yeah.
So first he tased her, right? He tased her first, right? Now, here's the thing about that, and I was talking to a couple of friends actually when that happened, and then once I explained it, they were like, you know what? Seeing it from the officer's side, I can kind of see why and see what happened. So to break that down,
but 5 times though.
Right. Now I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna get into all that. So he tased the lady. She went down. She grabbed his taser. At that point, I don't know if anybody here has been tased. It's not fun.
It hurts.
It hurts. You don't have no control over your body, right? So, as an officer, if you tase me, you have access to my gun.
Because you're stunned at this point.
Yeah. I can't move. I can't do nothing. You have access to my gun. So, to prevent that from happening, I'm going to drop my weapon. So, most likely, not saying it's always going to happen, most likely, if you take an officer's, any weapon on the officer, he's going to put his gun on you. Because at that point, it's you're trying to kill me. So he shot. At that point, when you do that, there's so much adrenaline, chemicals, everything in your body that gets released at once, right? I guarantee you the officer didn't know how many times he shot.
I guarantee he knew how many times he shot.
I bet he don't.
As far as being a military veteran, as far as on the rules of engagement,
right?
Like, you know.
But he.
Well, him, he told a different story.
Right.
I don't know what he was thinking when he was doing all that.
Now,
but
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with that, too. Military rules of engagement, most of the time.
I believe it's about the safest because anybody you could have just shot at me. You drop your gun, I can't do nothing to you.
Right. But with the military rules of engagement, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't fire until you're fired upon.
Correct.
So, officer out here is completely different from out there.
It is completely different.
I'm going to stop you before you get a chance to. And in the academy, they don't teach you how you say, to limit your shots. They don't teach you that. They don't say.
They just teach you on mass to kill, not to kill,
not
but
to
just
kill
to
you.
stun.
Now, they teach you to rapidly incapacitate.
Okay.
I'm not trying to kill you.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Once I see that you have, it came down to, okay, you're stopped. I may have shot you 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 times, but I've seen personally somebody get shot 2 or 3 times and they're still going.
We talking about a normal human being, not crackhead.
No, regular people. Seriously,
Yeah.
regular people. It was a guy. I want to say this was probably like a month ago.
He had to be either working out big, a normal guy.
No.
I ain't seen nobody get hit twice and be like,
No.
nah, I'm keep coming.
He got shot in his abdomen and went out his back and through his arm twice. That was one guy, and he was walking around.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Oh no.
like he wasn't on drugs or anything. He got robbed actually, and the 2 guys shot him, and he's running around, oh, I need help, da 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 da. Like
Probably same thing, adrenaline running. He probably
right,
didn't feel it at all.
and with all that, especially you have adrenaline and chemicals and all that. You're not gonna feel it right away.
Yeah.
Now the drugs, a different story. Like you were saying, you got a crackhead, meth, and all that. They gonna keep going. They energize the money all the way. But at that point, for the officer that shot her 5 times, I mean, I don't see it as a.
I mean, I know you really can't really talk too much on the things as far as that being your peer, as they would say.
I mean, even I disagree with a lot of stuff.
Well, that's how we need to get involved. Like, why? What is the case then? Because there's so many good cops and dealing with the bad cops. Why aren't the good cops policing up these knuckleheads or whatever you want to call them and getting them out the way?
Because so one thing, and this is how it is on the streets with officers. If say you got 10 good officers right here, right? They're all in the same department, and you got like 1 or 2 that kind of bend the rules, do what they want to do. Those good officers are gonna stay away from them.
But you being a police officer, you're supposed to serve and protect. What about the protection of the community, knowing that you put these crazy people out here to protect people that you call, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. And the reason why they stay away though is they're protecting themselves. Also because when something like that happens, whoever you're with, all of y'all are in an investigation. Everybody. Yeah. It don't matter if you didn't do anything on that, particular case or whatever happened. They're gonna go back and they're gonna pull all of your records from the time you were hired to see if you've breaking any kind of rules at all. So from there, you may not even get fired off of what he did. Something happened you did 3 years ago that literally might have been minor, like small. Nobody even, got hurt. Nobody noticed nothing. You skipped some stuff on your paperwork, whatever. Yeah. You'll get penalized, or something's gonna happen from that because that caused that investigation. So a lot of officers just, instead of trying to help this person, they'll tell them, "Hey man, look." When they first notice they doing these things and all that, "Hey man, look, don't do that. Da da da. Don't do it. Don't do it." You can only tell a grown man so many times
that's it,
not to do something, and especially if they already know.
Yeah.
I can't, make you do right. So.
Man, that's why I wish I had Andre, because Andre was a cop as well. He was supposed to come because, man, just the fact that people to know their rights and knowing what they do and don't have to do when they're presented with something is important. And I feel like that will help police up a lot of the bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of false and unnecessary reports being made. Like, how do you protect yourself from a cop that's literally bending the rules in front of you? Like, what are you supposed to do? Just follow all the rules? Or are you supposed to fight and get beat?
Now, what I would do is if you have an officer and he's violating, like for a fact he's violating your rights, he did something wrong, whatever the case may be, you can always ask for his badge number, ask for whatever the case may be, ask any kind of information, right? You can call 911 right then and there and say, "Hey, I'm at a traffic stop at blase blase."
How you gonna do that when you got getting beat and your hands behind your back?
Right now, in that case,
You
in
can't
that
call that
right
way.
in that case, if you you in custody, I say, and
Yeah.
you getting beat
At this
like
point,
that.
like he didn't already, we talking about we got an aggressive cop. He on you. He didn't already tell you put your hands behind. Like you pretty much just going to jail. Like you, once he write his report, is your word against his.
Right now, it's hard to say because it's not a lot of the agencies aren't uniform as far as how we do things.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak on what I know as far as you're not gonna see a lot of people within our agency that are gonna go beyond the limit on it because now we all have to wear cameras.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have control over those cameras at all. They run. So with us at least.
So who has control over it? Y'all put the uniform on, so if somebody
Yeah, I'm
special
saying, like,
comes
I'm
and
saying,
plug the camera on every day, be like, here's your
I
camera
put-
for today.
Yeah, seriously. They'll give you the camera. Hey, here's your camera for the day at roll call. Boom. You don't take it off until you come back to the station at the end of the shift. Take it off, turn it in. You don't have control to what it uploads. You don't have control over any of that. So now, when you see officers always got it's a body cam or whatever. That's why I said not all the body cams are the same.
Yeah.
They're all within the department, like other agencies and stuff. They're not all the same. The ones we use, it's on, it don't come off in the shift.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's something like that happening, I know before body cams came out, all kind of stuff used to go down, and everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody out there to watch, regulate, and okay, yes, this officer did do this bad, wrong. He crossed the limits. He excessive force, or whatever the case. But now we don't have control over who sees anything because it's all gonna be recorded. So
I mean,
it's harder.
Like we have our own personal phones. They're not supposed to even touch on, but they won't even allow us. I mean, some people try to tell you can't even record.
You can record.
You say that we can record.
Right,
We
right.
talking about we dealing with
Now-
you. You look like me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we
So-
talk about these people out here that don't look like me. Come
Right,
Hey, you got to
yeah.
put your phone. Like, cause I got stopped the other day. He tried to make me put my phone. Like, argue me down to put my phone down.
You don't have to.
I mean, I put it down anyway, just because. Hey, I don't want to go to jail today. I got to try to get back to my
I mean,
baby. at the end
okay.
of the day.
Now, you tell me what he gonna take you to jail for.
Hey, people falsify reports every day. He couldn't even tell me what he was gonna take me to jail for, but he was gonna make up something by the time I made it there.
It would have had a stick,
Unrealistically.
right? It would have had a stick, right?
It's just the fact of wasting my
Nah.
time. Why I gotta go through all this?
You're
waste
right,
my time?
and you're right. But it's ridiculous on how a lot of officers, oh, don't record, put your phone away, da da da.
And it's still my word against his.
Yeah,
And I'm going to your house.
and I'm like, me personally, if I see somebody record, which I see them recording all the time, I'll go up to them, hey, how you doing? I'll wave in the video. Hey, I don't care about you recording. I encourage you. Go ahead. We record too. So if you record, we record, that is great. I feel like everybody should, honestly. Because what if something happens to me, right?
Mhm.
Say you're an innocent person, bystander, and something happens to me, my camera don't see it. Yours will.
Mhm.
Something happened to you, my camera don't see it. Somebody else's will. Somebody gonna be recording and everything's it's gonna come out.
Okay. How do you, yourself, I'm gonna say because you look like me. You dealing with the
Right.
same situation, dealing with these people every day. How do you know, and just like, okay, let me use the Sandra Bland situation. She just came out with the new footage on
Right.
her own phone. How do you yourself be a cop knowing all this is going on, seeing the mishandling of the evidence and be like, I can't do nothing about it? Like, this is the same system that you worked for, but
Right.
nobody can do nothing about it.
Right.
This is everybody sitting on their hands. Like, I honestly feel like it's just like y'all waiting for the world to take their own hand, put it into their own hand.
Now, as far as that, I haven't seen it. Her from her phone or whatnot.
You have not seen it.
I haven't.
I'm gonna need you to look at that as soon as you leave from
I
here.
got you. I haven't seen it, but as far as like mishandling with the evidence and everything, I see it as a individually department issue, because if your department has control of their own evidence or whatever, who knows what they're doing with it? That's why Harris County has a Harris County Forensic Center or whatever it's called now. All that gets handled outside of the department. Whatever department you're in, if you're in Harris County, it gets handled outside of your.
And that's what I don't understand, because it's one police force. Everybody's supposed to be under the blue, one police force, but everybody follows different rules. Like, not necessarily you, but I'm talking about each department is follow different rules. Like the Army, it's all under one policy. You have your policy, how it all supposed to go. But the police, everybody's following. So I don't even see how you can even keep it together in general.
Right. So here's the thing with that, because a lot of people don't know, with the jurisdictions, it's crazy. So you have city limits, right? Say the city of Houston, city limits, right?
In the loop.
It's outside the loop.
Well, I was just using it for
example. But say it's inside the loop. And then you have Harris County's
Okay, what was the first one you said? Harris County was, what was the first one you said?
City of Houston.
City of Houston is 610, and Harris County is Beltway 8.
Okay.
Just to use it as limits of going out of.
Yeah. So, even though, City of Houston is inside Harris County, so it still has to follow Harris County's rules.
Gotcha.
On top of that, if you go deeper into the City of Houston, not just Harris County, but you got the City of Houston. So now you got the county rules, and then you had the city's ordinances. County units don't have to look out for city ordinances as much
because they're not in the city, really.
Right.
Gotcha.
We do that a lot. We do it a lot. So we know more. We have our rules with those city ordinances and the counties. County more so, where it's just about county.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you can't have everybody doing everything, because the next county over has totally different rules. So everybody can't operate on the same frequency, if you will.
Okay. I just want to use other scenarios just because I just thought about it right now. Speaking on we was talking about earlier. Let's just use you for an example. You pull up to, let's just say a Sandra Bland situation.
Okay.
You're the second cop pull up.
All right.
Like, how do you how do you separate yourself to be able to handle that? For us, you got your human side that you thinking like, you know what I mean, and then you have the cop side of what you have to follow by at this point.
Right.
Like, how does somebody in that situation decipher? Because a lot of people really be in situations like that and really don't know what to do, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So here's the thing. As far as the Sandra Bland thing,
I just use that for an example. I don't want everybody to be hard on it.
Now, you can, it's not likely, but when you sign the ticket, it's not you signing saying you're guilty. All that is a personal thing, basically like a personal promise saying that you're going to appear at court. If you don't sign it, it's a likelihood that I could just take you in right there. So a lot of people, they're like, oh, it's just a ticket. You can't take me to jail just for a ticket. Well, actually, the ticket is saying that you're going to go to court. But if you don't sign it, you're saying you're not going to go to court. So I'm going to take you to court right now. That's all that ticket is. Now, with her, she didn't want to sign the ticket, correct? He wanted to take her to jail.
But again, this is somebody that feel like they haven't done anything.
Right.
You're right. You know what I mean?
Right. And
so at this point, do we have to sign the ticket when you know we ain't done that?
And that's the thing with that. So you have your different counties, different cities, different states, all different rules. Within Houston, if you don't want to sign your ticket, I'm going to say, okay, I'm just going to hand it to you anyway. You don't have to sign it. Go ahead.
It's already in the system pretty much.
I'm gonna put it in the system. It's gonna be a warrant for your arrest.
A warrant automatically.
Once it gets processed, yeah. Because
you didn't sign the ticket.
You saying you're not gonna go to court. So that's like if you got a ticket and you didn't go to court, it's gonna be a warrant for your arrest. It's gonna be a Class C warrant, but it's still a warrant nonetheless.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really up to the person. Do you want to just sign a ticket and say you're gonna go and then go on about your way? You don't have to go if you don't want to. Whatever. I know this is me personally. If I've gotten pulled over before I was an officer, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to be here for this court. You know, I'm either out of town or whatever. Yeah, I'll still sign it. I mean, I'm not gonna go, but
I mean, to me, it ain't affected about going to court. But I ain't signing no ticket for something I ain't do, so I go to jail.
Now here's the thing.
I ain't signing nothing. I ain't do.
Here's the thing with that. Even when people say just like that, you know, I didn't do this, I'm not gonna sign the ticket, right? The ticket's not saying that you're guilty. It's just saying you're gonna go to court to the judge. You're not guilty. Explain what happened. 9 times out of 10, the judge will probably reason with you. Be like, okay.
But see,
whatever.
that's what we trying to get to the point of the rights. Like when the cop approach you, like that's what I mean. Like far as the rights on what we have when the cop. I mean, of course he a cop, but I ain't finna just follow anything a cop come up and tell me to do. You know what I mean? Right. Like I said, I'm just gonna go to jail. You just going to take me to jail because I'm not. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Because some people are really taking advantage of people out here. That's what I want people to really understand. Like what I have to do and what I don't have to do. Like I ain't finna sign no ticket just because you tell me or you feel like I need to do this. Yeah. Now if I sped, okay, I know I sped. I'm gonna go on sign. I might get a little, but I'm gonna go on sign the ticket. Yeah. But if I know I ain't done nothing, you just came up and man, just take me to jail.
So, but it's hard. I see what you're saying. It's hard to I guess put an example on that because it's so many things that people can get pulled over for, like so many things, and it could be something you get pulled over for, and you don't even realize it's wrong that you can't do that. You know, the little placards on your handicap placards. I give you a ticket for that. You can get pulled over for that.
For driving with it in your window. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I know that. You as far as driving, yeah.
Even if I really wanted to, you know, the little air freshener things that you can hang from there too. I give you a ticket for that.
What? Just for hanging something in my car.
Obstruction of the driver's view.
I mean, it ain't in my view. That means it's in the passenger view, maybe, or in the back.
If it's on the center, if somebody's coming this way, you don't see them because that.
Okay, I can see that.
It's a possibility. Yeah. You know, it's so many small little things that are. I don't even know some of the things because there's so many of them that you can pull somebody over for.
Y'all got some special binoculars to see seatbelts?
Nah,
because you can't see no seatbelt going 80 miles an hour when you're on the side. You ain't got no seatbelt on.
It's easy though because what you got to look at is 9 times out of 10 the color of the seatbelt and the shirt not gonna be the same. Also, if I'm riding behind you, I'm gonna see your seatbelt come across from your pillar and your seat.
You ain't gonna see no seatbelt come from the back of me now. I can't see that. You ain't gonna see no seatbelt from the back of me.
So look at this. Say you in your driver's seat, right? Yeah. You know your seatbelt is on your little pillar.
Yeah.
Your seat and your pillar, they're not touching 9 times out of 10. Because I mean, unless you're driving like a, I don't know.
Now, okay.
Smart car or something.
Now you about to be talking about somebody with no tint.
Yeah,
I gotta tell my car. You ain't gonna see no seatbelt.
Now I got limo tint in my car, so you're not seeing in my car. Nothing. But if I'm on the side of you, I can still see you.
Okay,
ain't got no seatbelt on.
Well,
if I'm coming straight towards you and we're going opposite directions, I could look in your thing, like through your windshield, and see if your seatbelt on.
But now, okay, that brought me back to my next thing with the seatbelt, the quota. At the end of the month, do y'all go harder? Because y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Y'all got to meet this quota for the first month. You know, that's the first myth buster.
We don't have quotas.
Bet. That's the first myth. Let's get that out the way.
Now, we don't have quotas. However, we do have like traffic overtime. So what that is, and it's not all the time. It's just sometimes here and there. It's not every month. It's not every 2 months. It's random. where officer can work overtime and just run traffic. And their sole duty is to write tickets. Like, if you're going to pull somebody over, you got to write a ticket.
So you got specific traffic. Like, you overtime, only thing you doing is traffic violation.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that one makes sense why they will only be. Now, do you got a nitpick? Like, come on now. Like, you really stopped me for no seatbelt? Like, you really stopped me for no front license plate on my car? Is that harming you?
It's not harming you. However, seatbelt.
Safety. Getting a wreck. Go on.
Now, as much as people don't like each other, whether you're, regardless, pink, blue, white, black, purple, orange, whatever, there's not any ones I know, at least. I know there are some out there because it's people out there in the world that are just not good people.
Yeah.
There's not one officer that I know, or a constable, sheriff, whatever, that wants anybody to get hurt, accident or not, that I know personally. So, just like I've gave somebody a ticket for no seatbelt before, and I explained to them, okay, you got a kid, or you got a husband, a wife, a mom, or whatever, and if you go flying out that windshield and you die, or something happened to you, it's not only affecting you, it's affecting everybody you know, your family. I don't want to be out there picking your body up. I don't enjoy that. I done seen too many wrecks myself when people die. So it's like, that's not fun for us. Yeah. So maybe if I write you this ticket, you'll realize, and stop. That's my view on it.
It's just me coming from a civilian side. Cause I'm just like, what is y'all stopping me for all these little bitty things?
Yeah,
like, I ain't got no front license plate. Okay, you can see the one in the back, right? Like,
but what if I'm coming towards you?
If I ain't swerving, keep going.
But they gave you two for a reason. See?
Well, I got my car in Georgia and it was only one on it.
Yeah, but if it's still registered in Georgia, cool. But if it's not, it's registered here, we ain't in Georgia no more.
Man, y'all got to get up with the program. Nah, man, but it's been good though, man. Like, man, I swear we can go about this all. Like, it's many more questions. So we definitely gonna have to get you back on the show. Maybe definitely. Try to bring either a partner with you, somebody else with, to get into some more scenarios, some more questions to go through. So, but before we leave though, give out the information where people can hit you up if they have any questions themselves.
You can add me on Instagram, Mills_93_. That's probably where most people gonna hit me up on, because I keep my Facebook to my family.
Kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.